Let's dive into the exciting part, animation. In our composition, we have several elements to animate: a character, icons, and a plant pot. To start, we'll focus on animating the character. First, let's make it easier to select and work with the character's layers. Since the icon and other elements can be distracting, we'll lock or hide the layers we don't need to animate right now. I'm going to lock the layers that are getting in the way. You can do this by clicking the lock icon next to each layer, or you can hide layers by clicking the eye icon. This way we can focus better on the character layers. I'm going to hide this set of layers by selecting them all and clicking on the eye icon. Additionally, I will lock a few layers like the table layer, which can sometimes be tricky to work around when selecting layers underneath. Now that we have cleared up workspace a bit, let's work on animating the character's hand. I'll start by selecting the hand layers. To make it even easier, I'll solo these layers so we only see them. To animate the hand, we'll adjust the rotation property. Select the layers and press R on your keyboard to reveal the rotation property. By changing the rotation value, you can see the hand move. However, the rotation might not look right because it's rotating around the anchor point. To fix this, use the Pan Behind tool to adjust the anchor point. Drag the anchor point to where you want the rotation pivot from. Now when you rotate the layer, it should move more naturally. Let's do this for the other hand layers as well. Adjust each layer's anchor point to improve the rotation. Now we need to connect these layers so they move together realistically. We'll link palm layer to forearm layer. Simply drag the pick whip from the palm layer to the forearm layer. Then link the forearm layer to the upper arm layer in the same way. This linking setup will allow the rotation value of each layer to influence the layers below it, creating realistic movement to a human head. Now when we adjust the rotation value of these layers, you will notice that they behave like a real hand. That's fine. Let's turn off the solo mode to see how it's look. Right. Before we continue, notice that our composition is currently 10 seconds long, which might be too long for this animation. Let's adjust the composition settings to make it shorter. Right-click in any area in this space, select Composition Settings and change the duration to 10 to 5 seconds. Now let's animate the hand movement. Select all 3 hand layers and click the stopwatch icon next to the rotation to set keyframes. Move the time indicator to 20th frame, or you can type 20 in the timeline here. And adjust the rotation value down towards the laptop keyboard. Before previewing the animation, let's set the work area by placing the time indicator at the end of the animation. It's 20th frame, I'm put it here and pressing N. This restricts playback to the specified area. Let's preview the animation by pressing the spacebar. To refine the animation, I'm adding new keyframe set to 10th frame. We want the hand to slightly move up before moving down. By tweaking the rotation values individual layers, we can achieve a more dynamic movement. Preview the animation by pressing spacebar within the work area. Now it's better. Now let's add some movements to the head and foot. Select the head layer and adjust the anchor point for rotation. Set a keyframe for head rotation. Move it slightly up. And down when the hands are down. Next, animate the shoe layer by adjusting its anchor point and rotation. Set the work area to preview the animation. Now it's fine, but not completely fine. To make the animation smoother, select all layers and their keyframes. Then right-click on one keyframe and choose Keyframe Assistant and click on Easy Ease, or you can press F9 key on the keyboard. This will apply easing to the animation, making it more natural. For further refinement, we'll use the graph editor. Select the keyframes you want to adjust and then click on the graph editor icon to open it. Here, the graph displays how the animation transitions between keyframes occur. By selecting specific points on the graph, you can see the handles appear. These handles allow you to adjust the graph curve, controlling the easing between keyframes. I'm going to grab and drag this handle slightly toward the center. Notice how the graph changes. This adjustment means the hand animation will start slowly, reach a pause at the top momentarily, and then descend faster than it ascended. This creates a more natural movement. Let's switch back to the timeline by clicking on the graph editor icon again. To define our work area, position the playhead where you want the area to end and press N on the keyboard to set the end of the work area. Let's preview the animation by pressing the spacebar. That's better. Remember, animation is a creative process. I'm not saying this is the exact point, this is the exact frame, you must put the keyframe. You can experiment with keyframe positions and easing to achieve the desired effect. In the next lesson, we'll animate the icons and refine the characters' interaction with them. See you there.